film.
Yeah.
This film's brilliant, isn't it? There's
Yeah.
some fantastic films. There's Night at the Museum 3.
It's such
There's,
an illusion, isn't it? It's that weird.
You know,
Yeah.
like the film. I think the average film is much worse than the average comic.
Yeah.
And I think the average comedian, in the worst highlights on a Friday night, is better at their job than a lot of actors, right? Because they have to be, because they're going to be caught out. So I don't see it as a promotion to be told, would you like to write a film? Would you like to come and do theatre? Because I can do all those things in all the things that would be. I can do them in stand-up, and I can do them with more urgency and drama, and I can get people to listen to the words and think about ideas themselves, and not have to spoon-feed them. And there won't be soundtrack music underneath telling them what feeling they're supposed to have, and stuff like that.
Coldplay,
I know.
Johnny Cash hurt.
So my ambition is to do nothing except this, and then die.
Perfect.
Right? And again, once you've decided that, you don't have to worry about all these other things.
I love the idea of looking at it as a play on stage. But now I'm gonna say something that I think, after I've said it, even if you don't want to, you're going to have to start. It's going to niggle on you. But I love the idea of, I think you should start the play earlier. So I think there should be some kind of role going on in the dressing room that no one else ever sees, but it's part of that story that's being told. Every day he's having to go through, right, some drama happening before you go on stage that is part of the whole performance,
but you know
it's
about
only
it.
For you. Only your character will have seen that. Therefore,
I think that sounds pretentious, but also it would make sense, wouldn't it? Because like you think, well, why is he like that? Something's obviously just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and again, there's
really
a lot there where
idea.
it comes across. Again, this is annoying because I've recorded next week's podcast first, but we've got a guy, Riz Ahmed, on the actor, and he talked about how when he's in Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal, one of the things that Jake Gyllenhaal did was starve himself, and that wasn't essential to the character, or wasn't written into the character, but his fault was that character was hungry for this attention and hungry for success, and he felt that starving himself and having actual physical hunger would get the hunger across in his eyes, would get the hunger across in his demeanour, and all that. And that's amazing, because it's true. It comes like you watch that film and you can't help but know that this guy's craving this attention and craving everything. In reality, he cheated it a bit because he was actually just quite hungry.
So that great? There's an actor's anecdote though about Dustin Hoffman in Marathon Man with Laurence Olivier. Yeah, Laurence Olivier plays an old Nazi guy that survived. We discuss this exact story in next week's podcast. You can hear the rest of this. You can hear the rest of that story. I'll leave Riz Ahmed to say it next week.
You can hear the rest of the story next week.
But yeah, I mean, there is. Well, that's the weird thing. I think what you're talking about is, and you'll get this in a lyric, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're performing something that's personal to you, right? You might the first few times you do it, you'll still be telling the story for real. Yeah. And it will touch you. And if it's a thing that has touched you, it will touch you again as you tell it. Even on stage in front of people, the real feeling of your emotion will get through those nerves. Then, if you do it 50 times, 100... That's the problem I have now. The tours are longer. I'd spend more time running the material in. Things that have meant something to me, they inevitably become
a series
distant.
Of sounds you make or with your body.
So then you've either got to, or to be honest, you don't want to put yourself in that position every night, because it's like the show I wrote in 2005 was called Night as Comedian. It was a over the top sort of surreal story based on what it felt like to be the subject of a religious ban, which is what happened to the opera. And it was pretty upsetting to do, and I only did it about 30, 40 times, which is amazing to think now, and I was glad when it was over, because I didn't want to put myself through that every night. Whereas now, if I do write something like that, I know I'm going to have to do it a long time, so you have to create some sort of distancing that means you can sort of put yourself into it, and at the moment I've got this bit about ghosts. It's that bit from that you saw, and I talk about ghosts, and I don't believe in an afterlife, but I have seen ghosts twice, and I don't believe they were real. I believe they were constructs of my own subconscious, conjured up to achieve some particular result. right? But they were very real and they were very upsetting to me, and they were of people that I knew who died. And at the moment, I think about them on stage to do that bit, and it takes me out of the moment, and it makes it feel very real to the audience, I think, because it's obviously real to me, and I managed to use those memories to trip myself out of where I am. The sad thing is, even though those experiences are very profound to me, they won't work night after night for that, and I'll need to find a way of doing that bit with that. And it's like when you see people sing these songs that have meant... I mean, I like Echo and the Bunnymen, right? And I've seen them... They're still going, and I've seen them loads over the years. And that song, The Killing Moon, right, is a signature song for them. And poor old Ian McCulloch, he must have had to sing it thousands of times. And I've seen him go through phases of... He seems to hate it, and he changes the words, and then it comes back into focus for him, and he'll do it again like he can. You know, it's what are you going to do? You know, it's sort of
it's such a weird.
He must find, and you'll know exactly what I mean. So in a way, you create this. You do have to create a character. I don't want to end up like Iggy Pop, who's clearly like that's probably can't be anything to do with him. No, because if he was that person, he'd be dead. Right?
Yeah,
but,
completely.
You know,
he must just go home and relax and have a nice night.
This piece of fiction is the intro to distraction pieces. This piece of fiction is the intro to distraction. This piece of fiction is the intro to distraction.